Hi, everyone. So today we have Dr. Richa Arora, the Chief Operating Officer and Head of Institutions at the University of Stirling's Ras Al Khaimah. Today, we did not get her because she is a very, very hardworking woman, but we got her to speak about how she can be a very good leader and also she's a mother. So she didn't build everything just from comfort and from home and from relaxing. No, she's a very good mother and she's also very, very successful. She built institutions with love and soul. Hi, Dr. Richa.
Hi, Aya.
So I'm very glad to have you today because you will be such an inspiration for many women.
Thank you.
And many women feel like when they start their leadership journey or start their motherhood, they have to choose between one of both. So you've been 2 decades in the leadership industry, in the building institutions and building universities. It's a very, very critical job. At the same time, you're a mom, and it's also a very critical job. So can you tell us more? How did you do this?
So thank you, Aya, for having me here. And I say when you said successful leader, yes, but I am a conscious mother too. I'm not only a mother, I'm a conscious mother. And let me tell you some background. I grew up in a place, I belong from India, and I grew up in a place where leadership meant authority. The person at the top spoke, everyone else listened. Like, for example, if father is the head of the family, he declares all the decision, not asked anything from anyone. Respect means silence. Decisions were not discussed, as I told you. So they were simply announced in our family. And as a girl, I wasn't being prepared to lead. I was being prepared to follow. So when I stepped into the professional world, I carried that same definition of leadership with me. That leadership to me was having just only the titles, keeping things running, working harder than anyone else just to prove that you belong to that room because you are a female. I believed good leader was someone who carried all the weight alone and never let it show. So I wasn't showing any of my weight to anyone, neither to my family nor to my professional world. I was just carrying it all alone. The real shift happened actually the very later stage in my life when I become a mother, and I started leading larger, diverse teams. And at that time, my personal and professional world were colliding, and definitely not colliding gracefully always. There was always a fight between the two. So I would come home from a long day at work and realize I had no energy left. Not for myself, let alone my family. So I was traveling around 3 hours one way, Mumbai to Pune, Pune to Mumbai, early morning 4 p.m., reach around 12 in the midnight, and always have a guilt that I'm not giving enough time to my daughter. So one evening, I caught my daughter quietly watching me. I was at the dining table. My laptop, as usual, was open. Phone was buzzing with emails and the messages, and I was answering everybody needs, but not hers, or mine also at that particular time. And it hit me like a punch in my gut when she said, "Mom, you're always busy. And are you real at home? But you're just talking about your work." And at that time, I realized that what message I want to really give to my daughter. And what am I teaching her? Is it a real leadership? Is it a real motherhood? I wasn't showing her what leadership would look like. I was showing her what silence looked like, right? When you are just doing everything by yourself. I was just modeling the same patterns I had grown up with.
Yeah.
So I remember the kind my mother used to do everything, never say anything to anyone, and taking all the load by herself, managing her job, managing kids. But because she wanted to seem perfect or to seem good, you have to be quiet. And the same patterns probably I was giving to my daughter. And that moment forced me to ask very hard question. Do I want my daughter to inherit the same version of leadership and womanhood when she is growing up? Or do I want to see her or see a woman who leads with boundaries, presence, and with courage? So that's what I realized the shift is needed.
Wow.
I cannot continue the way I'm continuing now. I have to stop. I have to redefine leadership. I have to redefine motherhood. I need to redefine what exactly means to be a conscious mother. And from there, the shift happened. From there, I learned new traits of leadership. From there, I become from a mother to a conscious mother. And definitely, it took some time to reshift myself, to rewiring my brain, to rewiring the memory, all I had. Because I was giving, as a mother, I was given a book which I had never seen. And it was just like an old book handed over to me by my mother, that perfect mother looks like this. Perfect woman looks like this.
Yeah.
Perfect woman doesn't ask question.
Yes.
Perfect mother never say no. There are no boundaries, or there is no quadrant in your life which says self-love. Or there's nothing called as no as an answer to the family.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, no, Richa, you cannot continue this way. You have to take a pause. You have to redefine. And that's how the new leadership definition came. So when I thought what leadership should be, if I need to redefine, so now the leadership to me is the ability to hold the space for others while still holding the space for myself and for my daughter. It's knowing that people don't follow titles, they follow trust. So I wanted to build trust among my team and my daughter. They don't remember how perfect you were during your meetings, your numbers, your revenue generation, but they remember how seen you made them feel, whether you made them feel trusted, present, or no. And if I could tell my younger self one thing, it would be this: you don't have to lead like a generation you belong to. You need to rewrite the script all over again. And that's what I want to tell all the mothers. Rewrite your own script. Don't follow the patterns, because that's not leading us anywhere at this point in time.
Wow. Such an inspiring story, and it's really impressive, really amazing, and I got even goosebumps because I really liked it. So tell me one thing in leadership that motherhood has taught you that no MBAs, no certifications, no board meetings has taught you.
Aya, if I can be honest, brutally honest, no MBA class, no boardroom meeting, no strategy meeting, no numbers, no leadership workshop, or the books can prepare you what motherhood can prepare you. And trust me, I have felt it in a big way. I haven't learned anything from the MBA or the books, what I have learned from the motherhood. In the corporate world, the leadership is all about strategies, targets, deadlines. You lead projects, teams, budgets, revenue. You push for results, and you message or you measure your success in numbers. So that's all about leadership in the corporate world. But motherhood is the leadership without any manual. So no manual has been given to you. You have to find your own way.
It's leading with emotions.
Absolutely. It's leading with emotion and the old notebook which your mother has passed on to you. Yeah. So, and the team you are leading is not looking for PowerPoint or report. That's your child. They are looking at how you live. What value do you give to yourself? They are learning from you all the time, not from what you say, but from what you do. I realized this very early with my daughter. She didn't care about my job title or the paycheck I'm getting or the awards on my space or the shelf. She was learning from how I treated people, from how I handled stress, from how I treated myself. And I give you an incident. One morning stands out very, very clearly and still there in front of my eyes. I was juggling packing a school bag, answering a work call, replying to my emails, and trying not to spill my tea. When she stopped me and said, "Mama, why do you always look so tired and busy? Is it all the women look like that always after marriage or after, in their job? Then I don't want to be in any of the job. I paused and I realized she wasn't accusing me of anything. She was hardly like 7, 8 year old girl that time. She was curious. And what made me think is, if my child sees me tired and busy all the time, what story she's telling herself about life, about success, about womanhood? The question stayed with me for quite a while, and I thought about my own mother, always giving, always
You
running
can
around.
improvise, you can
We
think
can
from your
improvise, yeah.
head, yes.
So always running around, always putting herself at the last. She never complained. But I realize now she was exhausted too.
Yes.
Without meaning to, I was slowly and showing my daughter the same pattern I took from my mother. And then there was another day, and it was during the weekend. We had planned to go out, and I said, I'll take you out. Don't worry, I'll take you out, honey, and we'll go together. But I was continuously busy on my laptop, and she was just looking at me, and I said, let me finish this email. Just
Yeah.
5 minutes more, just 5 minutes more. And when I saw her, it's like she had heard it many times, the same answer and the same sentence saying, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But that 5 minutes were not getting over for her.
And she was disappointed.
And she was disappointed at me, and then I stopped. It just hit me, and because I'm not careful, I was teaching her something which is not correct. And I'm teaching leadership means being everywhere for everyone except yourself all the time. And the success means constant rush, constant running. That being strong means never slow down. Every time on the go, be present for everyone, not for you, not for myself. So I have to change, and I've realized that leadership is all about presence, not perfection. We always seek for perfection. It's not about that.
Being
it's
present.
about being present
Yeah.
with the people you love, the team you want to be around, so that they can trust you. It's not about the laptops and the emails every time you're responding to. You have to shut down. You have to learn to shut down your laptop, because the person sitting across you needs you to hear them out. So
Yeah.
it's very, very important to
Listen.
listen, not to say every time,
Yeah.
just to listen, be present, not about being correct every time. It's all about being connected to your team, to your children, to your kids, and to yourself.
Wow.
And that's what I think is what I have learned from the motherhood, the patience. When you see your child tying the shoelace and you're just waiting for them to get over, that patience you have to carry in the boardroom too. You have to carry that same patience in with your teammates too. You have to carry the
And
same
newly
patience.
joining a personality in the team,
Absolutely.
a fresh grad or something.
Absolutely. And the same patience you need to carry so that they can explore their creative selves.
Yes.
They can come out with their own learning patterns,
Yeah.
rather than you're telling them to do this and not to do that.
Psychologists always say that you have to keep your child messing around, paint on the wall, and do the mistakes, because by this he will learn,
Absolutely.
or she will learn.
And the same thing goes into the boardroom and the corporate world.
Yes.
And no MBA book has taught me that.
Wow.
It's the motherhood which taught me.
Yeah.
So with the motherhood,
Wow. So you've mentored many of young professionals, and especially women. So what lesson or what pattern did you see in the young women? They are always afraid to lead, always hesitant to lead, or being in big positions. What do you tell them, or how do you break the pattern?
so in education, by default, we have got more females than male. So it's a proven thing that female offer more of the teaching assignments as compared to the males. Yeah, and whenever I sit with a young female or the young staff, I can see it in her eyes before she even say it. That tiny pauses, the nervous smile, the shaking hands, and the words, Ma'am, I'm not ready. Ma'am, will I able to do it? Ma'am, do you think I'm doing right? Ma'am, I don't know whether I should take this assignment or no. And every time it takes me back to my old younger self because I remember that I was like the same, if I go back to my younger self, I see the same, the 22 or 23-year-old girl entering into the university space for the teaching. And trust me, that day I was literally trembling. I wasn't myself. I grew up in a home where being good meant being quiet. If you are quiet, means you are very good. The men spoke and the women always used to nod their head. Yes, my husband is always right, or my son is always right, or my boss is always right. So I was never asked to take any decision. It was either my brother or my boss or my father who used to take decision on my behalf too. And as a daughter, I was taught to be a good mother, good wife, and there was no concept of being into a corporate world. My mom always wanted for me to be a teacher so that I do 9 to 4 job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go back home
Go back
early
home
before your
early.
husband arrives.
Exactly.
And prepare the food and the
Exactly.
tradition. By the way, this is the same in the Arab
Oh,
world.
really?
Yes, exactly.
So the traditional family not allowed to be outside for late hours, be at home, take care of your family, take care of your kid. So even when I started my career, even if I knew the answer in the meeting, my first instinct was to stay quiet.
Yeah.
Because this is what I had been inherited from
You have to let the man talk.
Absolutely. And to say men is always right. Or I'll always say, ma'am, or to my boss, sir, I could be wrong, but and then a big pause.
Yes.
And the big silence follows me.
Yeah.
And just to make my voice softer. So even if I'm right, I'll be very, very quiet. I'll be very, very soft so that nobody notices me. I wasn't scared of being wrong, to be very honest, because it's good to be wrong sometimes too.
Yeah.
But I was scared of taking up too much space.
You were actually scared to be right, and the boss will feel offended.
Absolutely. And I never wanted to take too much space because that's what has not been given to us in our childhood as female.
Yeah.
I remember once my boss asked me to take up the big project, and I took up the big project, and he asked me to give the presentation to 50 people. I said no. He said, why? It's not because I could not. It's not that I didn't have the capacity or the capability to take it over, but because in my head I could hear the same voice. No, just be quiet. Eventually people will notice you.
Eventually you will leave the leadership. Eventually you will stay at home.
Absolutely.
This is our mentality as women. You always fear hesitated.
Absolutely. So it's like a voice like, don't put yourself forward. Let someone else go first.
Yeah.
So take the second seat. Always be second and hide, behind someone, and they can say something on your behalf.
Yeah.
And I see same thing in so many women today, in the young women, the young professionals.
How do you break this pattern? Or how do you teach women to break this pattern?
Okay.
In one sentence.
In one sentence.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't say them, and I'm saying it very loud. I don't say them be confident, because it's like telling someone to swim without even telling anybody or teaching them how to swim. So when I mentor, it's my responsibility to tell them how to swim and how to take up the leadership role. And that's how I connect with my own stories with them. And I ask them to make very small shifts into their daily lives, because big actions will not make big shifts.
Yes.
Small actions usually make the big shifts. And I always tell them that, so with every woman I mentor or the young female who comes into the profession, we work on a small practical shift, Aya. Saying yes to one opportunity they normally avoid. So usually so you have to say yes, at least to the one opportunity.
Even if you feel stuck, even if you're scared that you will not deliver what...
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you have to say yes. Second is removing the I could be wrong. The moment you are starting the sentence or the presentation or giving your viewpoint, remove I could be wrong. Don't start it with that. Yeah. And the third, practicing asking for what they need without apology. Because usually I see female, they apologize for everything. And I say, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't ask for the apology. You don't need to do that. You have all the rights to be wrong too. So I tell them, don't wait someone to tell you you are ready. Because no one is coming to tell you, or no one is coming. You have to choose yourself. So believe in your self-worth, create your own value, and people will really listen to you and value your worth too. But you need to believe in yourself first.
Wow. So this will take us to the next question. So my next question was about the shift.
Okay.
So for everybody who doesn't know, the shift is her podcast, Dr. Richa's podcast, who she decided to deliver the message, her message to all the women out there, not only women, but to everyone who's young and who's like confused in the leadership. So why this name, and what exactly do you want to deliver through this podcast?
So it's not a podcast. I'm not a podcaster. Yeah. I am a mentor. I am an academician. I am a leader, and I am a mother. But when I thought about starting this podcast, it's not a podcast, it's a movement. I knew I didn't want it to be just another thing you're listening while driving. I wanted it to be the start of something bigger with a bigger vision, where whatever the profits we are going to generate, it will go back to the society in terms of for the girls' education. We don't want to keep anything to ourselves. That's our vision for starting this particular The Shift. And it's a space. I want to build a space where people feel understood, supported, and encouraged. The name Shift, actually the name Shift comes from my own life. Because when I was talking to you, I have gone through many shifts in my life.
Yes.
Whether being a leader, as a mother, as a teammate, as a colleague, as a university leader.
That's a very good point to highlight, that you go through many shifts in your life. It's not
Absolutely.
only one shift, because all those people on social media, they promote it as a one shift.
Yeah.
Like one shift and everything will change. No, it's multiple shifts in your life.
Absolutely. From a shift from a quiet girl who always followed the rules to becoming a woman who leads team. That was a shift, right?
Yeah.
Then raising a daughter means from a woman to a mother. That again was a shift. And try to break the old pattern I grew up with. So the shift is a place for each one of us to be the part of this shift and a kind of a community where we not only talk about the stories and the inspiring words, but be there with each other when we need support.
Yeah.
Because every female, every father, everyone in this life is going through something. So I want to build a community where we can handhold each other in a literal way, I'm saying, not because of any money thing or any of the subscribers or the subscriptions, but a real community.
But to embrace each other, other
Absolutely.
changes and challenges.
Absolutely. And be there when they really need a support. So I want to build this community where we are together, helping each other and helping to grow each other in a different domains of our life. And whenever there is a shift, we are together taking it up.
Wow. So Dr. Richa, to talk with you never ends, and there is never enough from your experience. And I think by time people will sense this with the shift. And I love the idea, I love the concept. I'm so excited to see it like spread to the world.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Aya.
coming
Thank you
today.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.